Hello friends, you're with a Lonesome Gamer, and I'm still playing 1846. Now that could be maybe the last video, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see. So we are still in the brown phase, in phase 3, but all the trains are gone, but the first 6 train has not been purchased yet. I find it hard to tell who is actually in the lead. Many players I don't know, it's really hard to tell. I mean, this company has 3 trains, that's pretty impressive. They have the money to get a second, to get a great train, I guess. So that makes him a good, good contender. But also this, I mean, pretty much all the companies will eventually probably get 2 trains. Here, there might be also a chance. These guys already have 2 trains, but 2 permanents, but their board position isn't that great. And this guy here controls 2 companies. And this one has a very high starting value. It just started at 150, so that will also give him a lot of money that he can use to improve the Grand Trunk's condition. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's really hard to tell who is in the best position here. So yeah, let's go into the next OR. So the New York Central ran for 520, an east-west run or west-east run here, and then another run from here to here with the 4-6. So they 1, 2, 3, and then that one here, Buffalo. So that's 520, and got a token here. I wonder, because I wanted to mark that. And I did a half swallow, so that was 260. So a lot of money in the company now, not enough to buy a train, but next turn they might be able to do it. They also have a share left in the company. They went up 1 space, and of course they paid also out a lot of money. So then the pen will operate for the first time. And it's going to be interesting now how many shares they're going to issue, what their plan is. Okay, with the pen I will issue 4 shares, which is the maximum I can issue. So I will get, let me calculate that, 520, 548, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 548. There we go. Okay, so now I got a lot of money in here, and first we gotta hook up the company. So I'm going to do an upgrade for 20 bucks. I'm going to upgrade this tile here. I could also go like this, but I don't think that's what I want. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. So I'm going to upgrade this instead. And now I'm going to lay a token for 80 in Chicago, and that is obviously, so we got a connection here, and that's obviously bad news for the Illinois Central because they are now closed out. They kind of prepared a little bit for that by upgrading this, so their main idea is now to build an east-west route like this. Okay. So now we got still about $1,000 in the company. And the question is, what exactly do we want to do with that? Do I want to help the Grand Trunk somehow and buy a train over? Do I want to immediately buy, for example, a 7-8 train? Do I need a 7-8 train? That's kind of an interesting question. If I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's only 6. In case some guy places a token here, I kind of have to go like this, take this city and then that. So that would be then 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be also 6, right? So it seems to me that a 6 train is good enough. I mean, a 7 train is maybe nice. I could, in theory, that doesn't, I mean, I could go like this and then go down from here, go to Pittsburgh. But that just gives me 10 extra bucks. So I don't know. You know, I still got 2 shares here. I wonder if I buy a 6 train for 800, if there is any chance that I could get a 2nd train in this company. I mean, I assume it's very unlikely. These are $300 now, and well, I mean, maybe I would have like 200 left, so that would be about 500. But to make this work, well, I mean, maybe there is actually a chance that I could do it. 1 swallow, and I could buy maybe 2 6 trains. Just have to make sure that I can then build a route like this. So maybe this is actually worth it. I think I don't need the 7-8. I'm going to go with a 6 train. So for $800, I'm going to buy the 6 train. Okay, so that means that we now enter phase 4. And that means that these tokens, so the X are, yeah, they basically, there's only 1 token. The meat packing company is now removed from the game, so the 30 bonus doesn't apply anymore. And we have a train limit of 2, and the green trains now phase out. Now remember, they don't count against the train limit, so there is no reason for him to discard a train or something. Okay, so of course the company drops in value, and now it's the Grand Trunk. They got another big run now, and yeah, they got to try to get one of these trains now, somehow. So I want to actually upgrade now this one here, which is Detroit. I'm going to upgrade that to gray for $20. So this gives now 70. That's kind of cool. And there's only one tile, one Z tile that goes to 70, so it's kind of cool to get that. And then we got a 4 and a 3, 5. So I can use the 4 train to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can use the 3, 5 to go 1, 2, 3. So let's see. This is 180, 250, 320. And then it's 390, 450, 510. Okay, so we run for 510. And, oh, we already have a marker. And now let's see. I didn't issue the shares yet. I can still do this. And maybe I can even afford to keep one of them. That would be nice, gives you a little bit of income. I got about $200 in here. So issuing 2 shares should be good. I wonder if I can afford a half swallow, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I can't. So 3 shares would give me 360, 372, and that is then 572, and a half swallow is another 250. That's about 620. That would be 820. That would be enough for a cheap train. I kind of want to have the good one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would be great to get this one, the 70. So that's an interesting question, right? I could make a full swallow and get a big one, or make a half swallow and buy the small train. If I buy the small train, that would mean I would not get these $70. I have only a 6 run then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just hope that nobody lays a token there. But that's the thing. So I would not get these $70. Well, okay, I mean, let's think about that. I got 6 shares. So if I would pay out, it's kind of like 260 or something, or $200, $250 that I could pay out. That means 25 times 6, so that's $150 that I would basically lose, and I would lose share value. So I guess toward the end of the game, this goes on for a while, and I lose share value. I don't know. I mean, you can make these massive jumps, but I think it's safe to say that I probably lose $300 now. On the other hand, if I can take these 70, that would be 7 times 6, that's 42, that I make more. And the question now is, well, I mean, that means to make up for this, for these nearly $300, I don't know, I got to run 7 or 8 times. That's not going to happen. So I guess I only make a half swallow and get a 6 train. I think that makes more sense. That means my value will go up, and then we can hope for the best. I think I miscalculated a little bit here with the revenue that I would have missed. Now I paid out half and I only ended up with 156. And I thought I was talking about 300 or something. I'm not even sure anymore. But I think it still makes sense. Now this thing goes up 1 space. And I got only 20, but not even 20 bucks left, but that's okay. The money, the trains go away, and I get a 6th train. There we are. Okay. And then it's the B&O, and they got now 3 trains to operate. And they also want that 2nd permanent train. They're really, I mean, that should be no problem. They got about 400 bucks in here. They still got a couple of shares. So that's easy, right? I guess half a payout or something. But we'll see. I also want to try to somehow improve my board position, because this is clearly an issue here. So I think we want to push this route here. So like that. And then like this. And my goal is now to get an east-west run here from Chicago and then down here all the way like this. And or the other option would be to go like this, which is maybe even better. So depending if the Illinois Central blocks me here, or I'm still okay. I always have an alternative. Now there is still the Pennsylvania, so it could turn out really badly for me. But I hope, yeah, that could actually get ugly. But the Pennsylvania is probably not interested in laying a token here, because that would block off also the Grand Trunk. But the Illinois Central could lay a token there. And then the Penn has no reason not to lay a token there. That's all a bit tricky now. Yeah, that's quite dangerous. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I mean, the other option would be to basically follow the southern route here and try to connect here with Wheeling. That's expensive, but I can be sure to get my route. Is that something I want to do? Can I make a deal maybe with the owner of the Illinois Central that we keep this open? I mean, there's definitely some interest that the two of us come to an agreement. We're both working down here, but it's hard to kind of really really nail it down somewhere. There are so many spaces. There's this one, there is this one. What happens if the Penn lays a token here or here, for example, right? There's always the Penn. And so I don't know, it's going to be really hard to come up with a deal here, some kind of trust. Here's the thing, I always have a third option. If I cannot go through here or through here anymore, I have the option to lay track here and then go down here. So that is always kind of a thing. So I guess for now, I'm going to do that. And then we'll see how it works out later. Okay. So I still got a couple of shares that I can issue. Got to think about that. But first I want to do my run. And this is already that is actually already a problem. I'm not even sure if I can lay these two because of that stupid run. Maybe that makes actually no sense. Maybe I have to instead make an upgrade here and go down here. My problem is I got 3 trains, and I might even have to lay another token to make this work. My goodness. Now I can run 1 train . 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got okay, I can go with 1 train. I can run, for example, the 6-4 train, 1, 2, 3, and then down here to Louisville. That's really good. I can run the 4-5 or the 4 train, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then I cannot run the 3-5 anymore. That's ridiculous. So it might be actually worth laying a token here just to run the 3-5, because the token is cheaper than what I make from the run. You know, it seems I really have to do this. It's quite crazy, but I think it still makes sense. I'm going to make an upgrade here. Lay a tile here. I got to spend another $40 now. This is all pretty expensive. And then I'm going to lay a token. All that costs me 125, but it will give me a good run. And yeah, it's a little bit stupid, but okay. So now I can do that. I can run from Chicago. I wonder. Yeah, I think I want to do that. 1, 2, 3. I can't do that. God damn it. I can't even do that either. That token. That's tricky. So you know what? All that makes 0 sense. I'm going to do that differently, and I got a good idea what I can do. I can hook up here. I just realized that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go this way and then hook up here. And that's just absolutely awesome. Yeah, just like that. That's insane. And now I can lay my token wherever I want to lay my token. That's crazy. And it seems to me actually the token is maybe the most valuable here in, I think that's Detroit. So let's see. I think I get back $40 because I didn't do this upgrade here. And I can lay this token now. And I gotta find a good place. Here, here, here. There are many interesting spaces now. So I think I got a pretty strong solution now. I'm gonna do my east-west run not like this. I'm gonna do my east-west run like this. And then I'm going to run from here down to here through Chicago, and then I got one more run from here down here. So that should give me massive amounts of cash, and I'm going to do that off camera because this is going to take some counting. Okay, so if I did not miscalculate, I made $610 out of this run. So let's see, I got about 300 in the company. Now if I do a full swallow, I obviously can buy the big train, which would be nice. If I would let's say I issue these 2 shares instead and only do a half swallow, which would be awesome because it still would give me a double jump. I get about 250 from these, 300 for the half swallow, brings me to 550, so that's 650, 750, that would be God. Oh man. I might be oh God, I might be $5 short or something. But I think it's still worth it. Maybe not. I just I might, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I can't get the big train, but do I really need it? I mean, it's a big advantage to make a double jump here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay out half. It would be insane to avoid that double jump. So that means I'm going to issue the 2 shares for 248. There we go. And I'm going to keep 300 in the company. And going to pay out 31 per share. So we are indeed about $12 short or something. But that's not such a big deal. I mean, in the end, it's just one more station. And yeah, we could pay out half, a lot of money. And we have still money left, for example, for another station, which can be pretty awesome. Or we might consider laying track a couple of times. So I think this is actually really nice. So yeah, that gives me a 6 train, and now we got a 4-6 and a 6. So now, last, it is the Illinois Central, and I mean, what do they want to do now? They are in a bit of trouble. They do, well, they do have an east-west run, although I'm not quite sure about that. They probably have to kind of do something like this. They have a 6-4 train. No, that's not true. They got a 4-6 and a 5. So let's assume they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that doesn't work. That's bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, shit. Is there a way to kind of fix that? Well, I mean, in theory, they could try to make a connection between here and here and kind of skip that city. That's a reasonable option. What they could do is they could also lay a token here, and how bad is that? It's definitely, I don't know, I mean, it's not that terrible. It's not good for the pen, because that kills their east-west run, but the pen can lay a tile like this, and then they're okay. The others can all go through here for the east-west run, but it might be a little less lucrative then. So let me think about that. Another really important token spot is this. If some guy lays a token there, I'm in a lot of trouble. So this is the thing, right? I mean, if the pen lays a token here, that's really bad. Oh man, this is another thing about this game that I really like. The tokening can be really, really tricky. Okay, so I think right now I'm actually going to lay a token here. The reason is, if I lay a token here and someone cuts me off here, I'm not going to be able No, I want my token here. I think that's more important, especially if I want to run 2 trains, which is the case. So this is more in the center, and yeah. I mean, what's interesting is actually to place a token here, because then I could go like, nah, I can go only one. Nah, I don't know, man. Boy, there's so much stuff to consider. This is just crazy. Okay, I think I have my decision. I'm going to lay a token here. The reason why I want to do that is, I think that the pen will not lay a token here because the Grand Trunk could not operate its 6 train in the best possible way. 1, 2, yeah, they could only do basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that would limit the Grand Trunk, and therefore maybe they don't want to do it. Of course, it would also hurt other players, but not the New York Central. The B&O goes this way anyway. So I think the Grand Trunk would suffer from that more than the others. So I think that we might maybe not see a token by the pen there. I'm going to lay a token here. Fuck it. Okay, so that's what we do now. I'm in some real analysis paralysis now here. But okay, I think I did that now. That makes sense. That's not a bad token. You could argue the token would be more reasonable here, and that is true, because I want to run 2 trains, and then I could basically run 1 train from Chicago down here somehow, and I could run the other train like that, and they would both hit here. And in this way, the run through Chicago has to hit the token in Centralia, which isn't so cool. But if somebody lays a token there, I'm cut off completely of this whole area. And that is something I cannot afford that this happens. I need either a token here or somewhere here. I cannot afford to place a token here at the moment. Yeah, so this is all not too great right now. I can run 1 train from Chicago, 1 to 3, 4. Oh boy. Yeah, and I gotta stop here. And the other one then goes simply, I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could also run like this and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a tough question. I could even go here, actually. Maybe that is even better. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is all pretty insane, you know. I mean, here, some auto routing, like in 18xx.games, is extremely helpful. This is just nuts. Yeah, I calculated it. The difference is $10. I'm going to run from here, from Chicago, down here to Louisville, and then start here and make a run like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I run for 390, which isn't great. The next one will be definitely better if I can hook up here, maybe place another token here. I wish I could. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm even thinking about swallowing half. This is so fucked up. This is so painful. Do I still have the money to buy the share in? 50? No, I don't have it. I don't have the money to do what I need to do. You know, this is all a big problem. Maybe, wait a minute, that's kind of interesting, but no, I don't have enough money for a token, but I need another token. I do need one more token. So here's what's cool. 390, if I swallow half, it's still enough for a double jump. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to swallow half. That means 200 bucks will be paid out and 190 go into the company. And that will then give me enough money to do a lot of construction workings, which is going to be sadly necessary, and we're going to see still a couple of ORs, so I think it makes sense to do that. Okay, so it's the next morning and it's the next operating round, and the New York Central starts. They are the last to run a non-permanent train. Got a lot of cash. Obviously, they also want to try to get one of the big gray trains into play. So, gotta figure out how I can do it. I got about, well, that's already kind of like 500 bucks in here. I got my share that I could issue for 150, and I'm pretty sure a half swallow would then allow me to buy a train. So let's see, I got a 4 train, which, 1, 2, 3, well, I think I probably also simply run 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably will run simply my east-west run like this, and then I probably will simply go like this. Yeah, there's no big surprise here. I could upgrade a tile. Chicago or this one, maybe even that one. Chicago takes pretty much everyone, so this one might be more reasonable for me. No, actually that's not possible, there's only one of those. So, well, maybe that one over here. Okay, so I thought about that, and I decided not to upgrade this tile. I will run for 540. I'm actually thinking about upgrading Chicago But I don't know. I mean, that helps everybody else too. So I think I'm only gonna go for 540 here, and then I'm gonna swallow half. That gives me 270, and that allows me to buy a big train. Now I'm not even sure if I can run that thing, but it's definitely cool to have it. And I would love to upgrade this so that I could go to Sarnia, because then I could run like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, you cannot do an east-east run, so that wouldn't work anyway. Yes, I'm not quite sure what to do with that train, to be perfectly honest. But maybe we get some kind of option. And I still got 2 tile lays. So, yeah, maybe I can make some... We can see how the map develops, and maybe then I get the option to do some interesting connection or something. So there might be even a chance for a... I mean, it's going to be tough, but it's not impossible that there is a chance for a second east-west run from here to here if I somehow can get around this town. But that's not going to be easy, right? But I don't know, maybe we can build around here, or I don't know how this works out. But okay, for the moment, it seems like pretty much these 55 is or 54 is pretty much the best I can get. If someone upgrades Chicago, it's going to be a little more, but okay. So that means now every company has its trains. The pen will probably try to get maybe somehow another train in there, but it's going to be not easy for them. I mean, they only have 2 shares left. They got 225 bucks. It's, I don't know, that's not going to be easy. So I go up 1 space, which is nice. So the Grand Trunk has a 6 train, and now we can see, I mean, it's a single train is not really enough in this game. They only run for 390 here from the Chicago connections to Buffalo, and that's it. And yeah, it's not too impressive. So they don't have a lot of money left. They cannot even lay track anymore, just 19 bucks. So all they can do is pay out and hope that the pen can do something for them. They definitely want a second train, otherwise that player cannot win. 2 companies with a single train, that doesn't help at all. Okay, so actually here's what I'm going to try to do. I don't pay out the 390. Instead, I'm going to do a half swallow here, which will still allow me to move up 1 space. And because I got actually enough money to get to the certificate limit, I already have 9 certificates. So yeah, if I just need to buy 1 more, and I have that money even if I don't pay out fully. And then when the pen operates next, I might get a chance to do the same, or maybe do a full swallow with the pen, and then maybe if I shuffle trains somehow, there might be a chance that I can do it. Sadly, the problem is I want the trains in the Grand Trunk, because the pen is not located that well on the map, and I probably don't have the money to lay a second token with them. So lots of issues here to figure out a way how to solve that problem. At the moment I got $400. I mean, okay, I got my shares. I forgot the shares. So then it should be easy, actually. I can get about 200 more for the shares, and then I should have enough to do a swallow or half swallow, and then I can get a trade. So that should work out. So the B&O has an interesting problem. If they want a second east-west run, which is in theory possible, they have to somehow build around this track. Because at the moment, the way Chicago is connected for them does not allow them to somehow use these area. If they upgrade this like that, so that they can get on this tile, that doesn't help them. They don't get to the east there, and it's also impossible with this tile. So what they can try to do is they can upgrade this city and then try to build in here, for example, because then they can use this piece for an east-west run like that, and then they could go like this for the other east-west run. The problem is they only got $80 left. That might be enough, but they definitely cannot afford to place a token. Now there's the Illinois Central. They have a ton of money. They will, I mean, it's pretty much safe to say that they will place a token, and it's also pretty much safe to say that they're going to place that token here. And then everybody else is in trouble. The B&O, on the other hand, could also say, hey, I'm going to place a token there. And then the Illinois Central is in trouble. So maybe we can make a deal here that neither of them places a token, but then there's still the Penn who has that option. The others can't, but the Penn still has money, but they want a second train, so maybe they won't do it. So you see there's a lot of, and they also use that route for the Grand Trunk. So maybe the Penn isn't that interested in doing it, but there's definitely this conflict between the B&O and the Illinois Central. So let's see, let's do some negotiations here. I'm going to roll a die or two dice. We got two players, and well, I mean, it's in their interest. So I would say if I roll with these dice a 1, so if one of them rolls a 1 basically, there is no agreement. So let's see. Okay, we got a 2 and a 4, so they both agree not to lay tokens there. And that means the B&O can now try to somehow lay track and play around a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be difficult. Maybe an upgrade here and then a connection to here is an option. I mean, that helps also the other players. Well, we'll see. So finally, the Illinois Central managed to hook up with this area. So they got now this connection here. They laid a token here. They still don't have an east-west run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they don't have it. They only have a 6th train. So they still got to make their connection here to St. Louis and then they have it. If the pen does not place a token there. If that happens, that's really bad news. But I don't know. I don't know if this is something that the pen actually wants to do. So, but it's not completely impossible. Right now, the Illinois Central, well, what can they do? A 5 and a 4, 6 train. So, Huh. I mean, it's really weird, right? Boo. So they could possibly run a train like this, and then maybe the other one like this. That seems to make the most sense for me now. So we're at the end of the stock round. Everything is sold out except for the Grand Trunk, and all the players are at their stock limit, at their certificate limit. And let me see who has the most money left. I don't know, possibly the guy, the owner of the B&O. He seems to be at about 200. The owner of the New York Central has about 100, maybe not quite. The owner of the Illinois Central is also at about 200, maybe even 200, maybe even 300. And this guy here seems to be at, I don't know, 200 or something. Yeah, also 200. So maybe the owner of the Illinois Central has the most cash at the moment, but of course the shares are not that valuable. These Illinois Central shares are still the least valuable shares. However, we have some changes now. These are sold out. This one is sold out, this one drops, and this one goes up too. Okay. Now this guy has 2 shares of the pen, and we have a priority deal here. So there is in theory a risk of a company dump, but I don't think that we will see that. There is not much left to buy, so if he sells the shares of the pen, what is he going to buy, right? There's only a couple of shares of the Grand Trunk left, and he already owns 50%, so that is not going to happen. Okay. So I think at that point, I want to upload it, and there will be one more video. We're probably going to see, I guess, two more cycles. I'm pretty sure that, especially when the pen buys another train, yeah, we're going to see 2 more cycles of operating rounds. The runs are also not that impressive. So, yeah, the bank doesn't empty out that fast. So I guess, yeah, overall 2 more cycles, so 4 more operating rounds, because the game will end when the bank breaks, of course. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.